Yo, yo, yo. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it, man. So, man, I just felt like waking up and going live this morning for some reason, man. Maybe it's all this beef that's cooking, everything that's going down in hip hop right now. But it seems like the best time to actually talk about some of this, man. Early in the morning when everybody got their coffee or their tea or whatnot, man. But it wouldn't be right if we didn't get into it like we normally do, man. So with all that being said, man, let's go ahead and kick it. Hey, what's up, man? What up to anybody who's in the room, man? I know we don't go live much, so man, it is what it is. But man, what's crazy about today is I woke up thinking about the fact that, yo, this is a real crazy situation that we got going on in hip hop right now. You know what I mean? May 3rd might be one of the quintessential points in hip hop where we saw a changing of the guard, or maybe even a little changing of what's going on out there, man. Because we had Kendrick Lamar and Drake successfully drop back-to-back songs at each other. Now, Kendrick Lamar actually dropped this back-to-back, but Drake actually tried to combat that with the song that he dropped, man. And at a time, once Kendrick Lamar had dropped his last song, man, it seemed like, man, they was in a situation where it was like mutual destruction, where one party or where both parties actually said that, yo, we gonna hit that button that we've been talking about and take each other out. Hence the background that you see right there and what's going on as far as this beef is concerned. Now it's gotten to a point where it looks like Kendrick Lamar has pulling far ahead of Drake, man. Like, I don't even think from a damage control aspect or any type of aspect that Drake can find his way back in this battle or even find any way to win this battle at this point, man. Some of the things that Kendrick Lamar has said and some of the things that he's alluded to within each diss track is just so scathing and just so salacious that, man, Drake is in a tough spot. I'll say that much. He's in a very, very, very tough spot, man. So, man, let's get to some of the finer points. So, actually, man, let's do a breakdown of where we're at so far and what's happened so far, man. So let's do this, man. I want to bring up this, man, a song timeline. Now, Complex Music posted this last night after Kendrick Lamar dropped his song, Not Like Us. Now, when Kendrick Lamar dropped Not Like Us, everybody was bobbing to this joint, man. It was just, I don't know, like they would say, this song is a bop. Now, this is an updated timeline of actually how we got to where we are today and this weekend. So originally, Kendrick Lamar dissed everybody, you know, or Drake and J.Cole per se, on the song Like That. Now, that happened on March 22nd, right? After that, everybody was like, oh, okay, it's on, man. And it seems like J. Cole and Drake were boxed in. They had to go ahead and make a move and actually diss Kendrick Lamar back. Well, J. Cole dropped 7 Minute Drill on April 5th. And in 7 Minute Drill, it came with a mixtape that he had dropped, and he was coming at Kendrick Lamar, and even some of the things that he said in the song, be it not true, it was a decent diss. Let's be real. 7 Minute Drill was a decent diss from J. Cole. What we didn't know at the time is that Kendrick had bigger aspirations. You know what I'm saying? He was actually going to be coming for the crown and really had a lot of different songs and ideas in the tuck. Now, recently, some of those ideas and things that he's dropped have been in response. But, man, as things started to move along the line, man, it seemed like Kendrick Lamar had his sights set on one person in particular, which was a reason why a lot of people were, you know, a little surprised at first that J. Cole had bowed out. Because, okay, J. Cole drops 7 Minute Drill on April 7th. By April 12th, he went on the stage at his Dreamville concert or festival and basically said that, yo, I'm about to tap out of this beef. I don't want none of this. I'm thinking about my peace. I don't want to have nothing to do with any of this that's going on in this beef. And so he did, man. So J. Cole basically bowed out of the beef on April 12th, right? 7-minute drill, he even said that he was going to get it taken off of streaming platforms, and he did, right? Next, you had Drake drop his song Push Ups. Now, this was a weird time in the beef because you had a situation where there was a lot of AI play in this beef. You had Drake actually going out there, and it seemed like his team was testing an AI song with push-ups, and people didn't know if it was a real diss or not. But eventually, Drake put it on all the streaming platforms, put it up for everybody to view it, and said, yeah, this is my official diss. Now, push-ups was a decent diss. And at the time when Drake dropped push-ups, people were saying, yo, Drake is winning this. He's up. Like, Kendrick's Like That verse was not a good diss. Like, it can't compete with what push-ups was. And a lot of people were actually saying, yeah, you know what? Drake did drop that. He did his thing. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drake is Drake. The machine behind Drake is too large. It's just one of these situations where Drake was meant to win this battle, man. Now, the changing of the guard started to come later. As you see, after he dropped push-ups, Drake immediately did what he did in the Meek Mill battle and dropped Tailor-Made Freestyle. Now, Tailor-Made Freestyle was looked at by a lot of people as, because it was a lot going on in there with the AI and everything. There was the Tupac reference, the Tupac AI, the Snoop AI, and Drake's fans were elated. They couldn't believe that Drake was in another battle and winning so far ahead. And at the same time, you had a lot of well-known bloggers and a lot of well-known blogs telling Kendrick Lamar, okay, Drake's dropped 2. Where's your 1? Drake is up 2-1, dog. Like, Drake has dropped 2. Where's your 1? We're still waiting on you to drop something. So Kendrick Lamar gets back in the lab, right? He's in the lab. He's cooking. And during this whole time, people every day are baiting him or at least dissing him because he's not dropping a song. Until finally, way on April 30th, man, almost, I want to say 12, 13, I think it was 16 or 17 days later, he finally drops Euphoria and the ground shakes. Everybody is listening to Euphoria, breaking down the lyrics, can't believe what they're hearing, the allegations that are being made from Kendrick Lamar towards Drake, and it's crazy to even fathom any of this could be going on in hip-hop, and let alone with the biggest artist in the world, man. So, man, people are dissecting Euphoria for days. They're looking at Euphoria not like a thesis statement, but like he's his master's dissertation or whatever, man. They really starting to break this thing down bar for bar, and you start to see the different levels that Kendrick Lamar can go. Everything in every bar is layered. Everything that he says and does in the track has meaning and purpose. He doesn't waste a bar, and people are dissecting this and dissecting this and dissecting this. And this happened, I believe, on a Tuesday morning. April 30th, a Tuesday morning. So Kendrick Lamar kind of understood that, from a streaming aspect, it might not do as well, but he felt like he had to drop this and get this off his chest. So he dropped it, right? Now, what's crazy about this, as everybody is picking apart Euphoria, catching the double entendres, triple entendres, quadruple entendres, and whatnot, and really getting to where he's comparing himself to Drake as far as man to man, as far as even as rapper to rapper, something crazy happens on the 3rd of May. Kendrick Lamar doubles back and pulls Drake's own move, and he actually drops a song called 616 in LA. Now, 616 in LA was of more of the same vein, but he ratcheted it up a little bit. And there was a little bit more of the warning shots for Drake in this song. He let it be known like, hey, Drake, if you keep going this way, and if you bring my family into this situation, this is going to go into a dark area, bruh. This is going to go until we both drop those bombs on each other that we've been saying that we're going to drop on each other. And that's what happens. So after that, 616 in LA, Drake is obviously had it ready, his song Family Matters. Now in his song Family Matters, it was a diss, but it was a video as well. And you saw Drake pushing everything out to all the major blogs. He let Kai Cenat know. He let DJ Academics know. Like, yo, it's about to go down, man. I'm actually about to drop the diss response to both of these songs, and I'm going to address everybody, and this is going to end it. I'm thinking Drake thought, right? So he drops Family Matters, and people are eating Family Matters up. Even me, I'm listening, I'm like, okay, this beat is a bop. It's going down. It's what we need. It's hip hop, man. This is what's up, man. And man, to be real, it looked like Drake might actually be battling his way back for this beef that he's got going on with Kendrick Lamar. Now, what's crazy about the situation is nobody could tell what was going to happen next. I mean, Kendrick Lamar had just dropped 2 songs back to back, within the same week where he went at Drake. Drake finally comes back, and it seems like it's a good song, and everybody is just starting to soak up the lyrics, break it down, and I swear to God, 30 minutes later, maybe even an hour later, here comes Kendrick Lamar with a brand new diss track, man.
Bruh.
Craziness, man. Craziness. Now, Kendrick Lamar drops Meet the Grams. Now, Meet the Grams sets a different tone. It's a different song. It's where I say that this beef went into mutual assured destruction. It's at the point where on Meet the Grams, Kendrick Lamar even says, I hope that you die. He tells Drake, hey, I hope you die. Like, at this point in the beef, it hadn't been to that point where anybody had actually crossed that line or said that about the other party in the beef, man. But Kendrick Lamar didn't care. He was actually at that point in the beef where he said, forget it, dog. We're about to actually draw this line between what I believe you are and what I believe I am, and made some crazy accusations towards Drake that I have yet to see anything founded, but there's a lot of videos surfacing that everybody's debating right now, right? Now, Kendrick Lamar in Meet the Grams even has a session where he's kind of giving therapy to an unknown, an alleged daughter of Drake, where there's debate about that. Everybody's like, was that just for the song? Was that Drake baiting him or whatever? But in the course of a battle, it doesn't matter, man. When people are on the URL stage and they're dissing each other, they're doing personals, a lot of that stuff, 90% of that stuff is fake that they're doing, right? So in the heat of a battle, it's not important if it's true or not. It makes it hit harder if it is true, but if it sounds good and we could judge it to your character, people are automatically gonna say, you know what, Drake, you've hit a daughter before, or hit a child before, so what wouldn't stop you from hiding a child this time? And in this song, Meet the Grams, Kendrick basically breaks down a therapy session to where he's dissecting Drake's whole family and letting them know how he feels about Drake, what he think Drake really is, and he crosses a line that most people would never think that would be crossed in a rap battle. It was even to the point where a lot of people would thought, like, okay, at this point, these cats didn't diss each other to the level where they might need to just go ahead and fight. They might need to just go ahead and see each other in the streets, because once you make certain accusation at a person, because in Family Matters, Drake said some things about Kendrick and his wife and their family dynamic that was scathing as well, talking about some situations between Kendrick and his wife that could be alluded or not, and actually he wasn't even alluded. It was straightforward, saying that he was, Kendrick was out of line in some instances and doing some things to his wife, and also saying that Kendrick isn't the hubby that he paints in his lyrics, you know what I'm saying? He's actually a bad dude when it comes to relationships. He's cheating on the side, he's putting hands on people, he's doing all of this, man. And, that really would taint the image of somebody like Kendrick Lamar to a majority of his fans. And Drake wasn't scared to cross that line and put it out there, but Kendrick, through all the other diss songs that he had dropped, had let Drake know, like, yo, if you cross this line, I'm gonna cross that line and it's gonna get ugly. And since then, it has been ugly, man. It's been a situation where they've been throwing and slinging mud back and forth, and that's why I said mutual destruction, you know what I'm saying? Because at one point, it just felt like, all right, you guys have said all that you could say. What you guys need to do is go ahead and fight this thing out. Until last night, where Kendrick Lamar, in a shot, did something that nobody expected him to do, man. So let's get back to the timeline. Hold up. Kendrick Lamar last night dropped another song back to back, telling Drake, even in his diss 616 and in Euphoria that he liked back to back, and he was going, in Euphoria, that he liked that record and he was going to get back to that. He dropped another song back to back last night called Night Like Us. Now, Not Like Us is different than all the other songs that Kendrick Lamar had dropped previously. In Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar had a more upbeat song. There's more commercial, and he released it on all the streaming platforms and YouTube. If you were to go to YouTube right now, Not Like Us, I believe, is right now, it's the number one trending song.
I see dead people.
It's the number one trending song, and it's got over 12 million views in just 14 short hours, breaking all the records that they had all done previously, man. So Not Like Us is really doing his things on the number side, which is usually Drake's game. So right now, Kendrick is playing a wild game with Drake, man. Like, he's actually beating Drake in the numbers department with these diss tracks, and he's also chipping away at Drake's legacy and who we see Drake as a man or as an artist in hip hop or as a person. So how can I say that? You're saying, man, Witty, what are you talking about, big man? You might be just, going off on a limb. Man, let's check out some of the things in some of these lyrics. Or actually, let's go to the most recent track, Not Like Us, man. I want to actually spell out some of the things that he said specifically without saying it, because I don't know, I don't want this video to get taken down or whatnot, and we just sitting here early morning just chopping it up, man. There's only a couple of us in here, and we just chopping it up. But man, some of the things that were said in this song were so crazy that we gotta let Kendrick Lamar say them for himself. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to call a dude, a non get the video taken down type of word again, petty. You know what I'm saying? There you go. And you know what I'm saying? Say it in one song as kind of like a slick way or a slick bar to cross over to another bar or something like that. And then everybody be like, oh, but to drill the point home at the consistency that he's been drilling this point home, whew, I just say, man, that's ugly, man. It's ugly, ugly, ugly.
Bruh.
And right now, Drake is probably, there's no way that he can't respond, because right now it's looking like Kendrick is up 3-0 or 4-0, however you want to score it. And then based on the fact that he just dropped this new record, Not Like Us, where Kendrick Lamar is taking those same jabs, and the cover art is basically a house. And let's pull up that cover art, man. That picture of Drake's Not Like, Kendrick's Not Like Us. I thought I had it queued up, but man, let's do this. Right there, bruh. Now, in that, you see a picture of Drake's house. I believe they call this house the Embassy, right? Now, on top of that, you see all those red dots. Now, there's different people who are saying that on certain apps, those are dots that indicate that a predator might live in this place, and those are all different people actually at Drake's house at the same time. I don't know if this image was photoshopped or what, but this is something that Kendrick Lamar put out as the cover art, as the background, and as the advertisement for this new song, Not Like Us. Even if you go to streaming platforms, this is the image that you see. You know what I'm saying? When you pull up the song, Not Like Us. So he's foot stomping the point that he thinks that Drake is some sort of predator out here, man, which is crazy based on Drake's history in the game. Like, Drake is viewed almost as a pop star. You know what I mean? He's a rapper, yes. He's a singer, yes, but he really shares the same kind of fan base and kind of accolades that you get from like your Taylor Swift and people of that nature. So for him to be out here with this kind of dirt is shocking to people. Now, I've got to be fair. I don't know if any of this is true, and I hope it isn't true. It could be just Kendrick Lamar's way of chipping away at Drake's legacy while also dissing him on record. But this is crazy how many times that he's referenced this or brought this up within these tracks, man. So it's got a lot of people thinking otherwise, and it got a lot of people thinking that, man, maybe some of this, there might be some truth, or maybe some of these breadcrumbs that he's dropping have some validity to them, man. What did it for me was the fact that Kendrick Lamar is basically saying the same thing throughout the lyrics of the song. So, man, I want to pull up the lyrics of the song. So y'all bear with me for a second here. I'm going to go ahead and find those lyrics because this is some craziness, man. Some craziness. Now, also, man, we got to get to the fact that, also, there's a situation going on with Metro Boomin right now. And I'm going to talk about that in a little second later. But Metro Boomin is also out here talking crazy, bruh. Like right now, Metro Boomin is on Drake's head. Like, what did Drake do to all these cats? Seriously. Like, it's to the point where Cat said he thought he was cool with in the game. Metro Boomin and others, and I know him and Metro's beef has been lasting longer than other beefs that he's been in. But Metro Boomin all morning has been on Drake's head. And Metro Boomin is way in another country. You know what I'm saying? Metro Boomin is way in another place, dog. Like, you would think he'd be thinking about being on his tour with Future or whatnot, but he's still got time for the beat. And also, on top of that, Metro Boomin did this. And this right here. Y'all check this out. He put out, there's a song. Okay, somebody made an AI song called BBL Drizzy. Now, this AI song, BBL Drizzy, started when Rick Ross first started to diss Drake, right? Now, the BBL Drizzy song is kind of a funny 70s take on the fact that Drake allegedly got a BBL or he doesn't use conventional means to maintain his weight. As a man, people look down on you if you don't get it the hard way. If you don't work out to get that tummy gone, if you don't work out to get that six pack, if you don't work out to achieve things in life, people look at you a funny way. They don't like, for men, it's a weird situation. People don't like to see you get it the easy way. You should work hard and work for that body. You know what I'm saying? And Drake is naturally, if you look at his physique, pause, pause on that.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at his physique, he's naturally kind of like a chunky, not stocky, not cut up guy. Pause. No diddy on all that, right? And it's being rumored that to maintain his weight and stuff like that, that he actually had a BBL, that he's actually, and even Kendrick Lamar alluded to that Drake had a BBL, that he also used some V12 machine, that liposuction or whatever, and that he didn't work. He referenced that in the first couple of diss songs that he had. I think he even referenced that in Euphoria as well. Metro Boomin is doubling down on that by putting out this. He's actually released a free beat off of a viral AI song that was made up called BBL Drizzy, where they're essentially making fun of Drake for having a BBL, right? You see this has 5.2 million views because Metro Boomin put on his SoundCloud this beat for free download, and people are downloading this song and trying to make their own raps to it. So alluding to the fact that Metro Boomin is not beyond petty and getting in this beef some more because he's got an issue with Drake. So, and you can see what he said right here. He said, best verse over this gets a free beat. Just upload your song and hashtag. So he's got a lot of junior MCs and, people who are just getting in the rap game, trying their best to win a free beat from Metro Boomin by submitting the best BBL Drizzy verse. And you've got all sorts of takers and all sorts of people hitting this BBL Drizzy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hit the hashtag because the way Twitter is, you never know what you're going to see when you hit a hashtag. Because in the comments, sometimes it's like craziness. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff that's not YouTube friendly. But that's the hashtag, and Metro Boomin put this out as a contest, still throwing his hat in the beef. But it doesn't end there, man. Metro Boomin also took to social media this morning to say this. He said, now go make another song telling more lies because we both know you can't tell everyone why I don't mess with you. That wouldn't be a good look either for you. So I'm going to spare you both with that. Now, people are saying, even though he didn't say a name, that he's speaking out to Drake, that he is dissing Drake in this situation. He's letting Drake know that go make another song telling more lies because we both know you can't tell why I don't mess with you, like the real reason. Saying he's got some dirt. He's got some tea on Drake. Letting it be known like, yo, you can't let people know why I don't mess with you because it'll be bad for your career, doggy. Like, if you let people know why I don't mess with you, you gonna look bad at the end of the day. And this is more people piling on. And Metro this morning, I guess he just chose violence. He saw that Kendrick was going crazy with that song, Not Like Us. It's charting everywhere. It's doing crazy numbers on iTunes, crazy numbers on Spotify. It's the #1 video on YouTube. Kendrick might mess around and have a #1 off this. And Metro Boomin isn't too big to throw his hat in this ring. So he's going at Drake with a sneak diss kind of tweet here, most people are saying. Even though he didn't specifically say Drake, who else could he be talking to when he says, we both know you can't tell everybody why I don't mess with you? That wouldn't be a good look either for you. So I'm going to spare us both with that. And then somebody said, I wouldn't spare him if I was you. Just saying, though. Somebody below that was like, I wouldn't spare him. Go ahead and spill that tea. Because the fans are fully integrated in this beef, man. The fans are all about this beef, man. And Metro Boomin is obviously about this beef, too. And also, Metro Boomin said this. Like I said, Metro Boomin is on his own this morning. He's on a tangent, man. He's actually tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. He says, I'm a lame. Now, he's referencing Drake calling him a lame and Drake had called him a lame in the Family Matters song, and he said his real name. Like his name is Leland something, right? And Drake had dissed him in the Family Matters song and used his real name, right? And he's referencing that. He said, I'm a lame, but the first week after Like That, you tried to block it at radio. I've been sitting on this email for a month now, but was just sparing you. Oh, you ain't like that record? Hashtag like that record. So, and referencing Kendrick Lamar, because in Kendrick Lamar's diss, Euphoria, he said, oh, you ain't like that record? Referencing Like That. He was like, I like that record, but we gonna get back to that in a second. And this is the receipts that Metro Boomin posted. So he obviously has an email here, and let's bring this up and move this over just a little bit so you guys can see this. He's got an email here, and if you look at the email, it says this. So somebody at Universal Music was emailed, and he redacted all the names. So somebody at Universal Music was emailed, and it was to Epic Records, and somebody else CC'd at Epic Records, and CC'd somebody else that was redacted, and CC'd somebody else at Universal Music, and it said Radio Future Metro was the subject line in response. It says, hey, Becca. Now, Becca, I'm assuming is somebody named Rebecca, and it says, hey, Becca, per our conversation last week, we are not granting radio rights for Like That. Epic does not have the right to release the song at radio. Now, Epic Records is one of the subsidiary record labels of Universal Music. So somebody at Universal Music is putting a big boy move in and saying they're not giving Epic, the record label Epic rights to release the song to radio. Now, Drake has a great relationship with Universal Music. He is their cash cow. He is the big dog at Universal Music. No if, and, or otherwise, unless you bring up Taylor Swift, right? He is the big dog, right? So they're saying, no, Epic, you're not allowed to release Like That to radio. Pretty much trying to stop Like That from being released, which was the diss track where their #1 artist got dissed, Drake. Now, a name was redacted here and a name was redacted here, but their tagline, or I should say their signature line, says they're from Business and Legal Affairs. And it lists the address and everything. And if you look there at the Republic logo, Def Jam logo, Island logo, and let it be known that this came from the head office at Universal Music, essentially trying to stop the song from going to radio. So Metro Boomin posted this, letting people know, like, hey, Drake and Family Matters said putting a cease and desist on the record is lame, but he really put a cease and desist. Universal really stopped the Like That record from going to radio. He tried to stop it. And here's the actual email proof. So Metro Boomin is coming with some receipts here. He's not just flapping his gums. He's actually proving that, yo, look at this. This is the email from Universal Music. Names are redacted, those, because he doesn't want to get sued or whatever. And 2 Epic Records letting it be known, like, hey, you guys can't release that song to radio. The song where they're dissing Drake, do not release that to radio. We are not giving you rights to do so. So letting it be known that, yo, Drake was trying to kill the record on the back end, man. And I love this for Metro Boomin. He's actually pulling the receipts and letting it be known, like, yo, I got the facts on you, doggy. You know what I'm saying? Like back to that old Cameron versus Bill O'Reilly. He's like, I got dirt on you, doggy. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting it be known that everything I'm saying is true. And the fact that you guys tried to kill the Like That record wasn't made up by me. This is facts. This is real talk. You know what I'm saying? This is really what happened, and this is what y'all tried to do, man. And Metro Boomin wanted to put that out there for the public, man. He also said, yeah, I don't want to look at the comments because, like I said, when it comes to Twitter, you got to watch out with them comments, bro. Them comments be, you know, they could be a little spicy, man, the comment section or whatever, man. So you really gotta watch out, man. Like, because anybody can post anything crazy in the comment section. But that was Metro Boomin showing that he in fact does have proof that Drake tried to kill the record, right? Now, before we get up out of here, and something else that I wanted to talk about was some of the other responses that I seen out there, right? And this is another response from Metro Boomin. Like I said, Metro Boomin been on Drake's heels, where he said, boys, slow down, dropping all that BS music. Now, what I do notice about what Metro Boomin's been doing when he disses Drake and he's been saying these things, he's not being specific in saying Drake's name. So one can say that he's talking to anybody, but obviously, whatever Metro Boomin and Drake got going on, it's some beef, dog. Because even like this, like going back to this post, he said, now go make another song telling more lies, because we both know you can't tell everyone why I don't mess with you. Now I want to know why you don't mess with him, bro. Like, why don't he mess with him, dog? I want to know. Because whatever it is, it's serious, man. I thought it was over a girl. Like, you know, a lot of these beefs are over a girl. Somebody messed with somebody else's girl. Somebody messed with somebody else's chick. Or somebody feels like they were cheating with somebody. Something like that, right? Did he shoot? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, what's going on between Metro and Drake to begin with? Because let's be real. Back to the timeline. The Kendrick Lamar Like That diss on Metro Boomin and Future's song, We Don't Trust You, or on the album, I guess, We Don't Trust You. That was what started this whole thing back in March, man. And since then, it's been on. You know what I'm saying? And Metro, they didn't stop that. They dropped a second album, We Still Don't Trust You. You know what I'm saying? And on that, they had a diss from different rappers. Like, I believe The Weeknd had a diss where he was like singing it, you know what I'm saying? Like this is deep. So maybe there really is some hate between all these artists and it's just coming to light. There's even rumors that, you know, the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing has been brewing for 13 years. They've been going back for years and years and years and years and years waiting to really have it out. And that's why J.Cole basically backed out and said, nah, I don't want none of this. And Kendrick Lamar and Drake were all in because they've been loading up for this for years. But now everybody is clued in on this Not Like Us record and breaking down the lyrics. And I just want to go over some of the final points while we got time. And like I said, I don't go live a lot. I barely go live at all, if you see. And I just felt the need to just jump on here and talk about this because it's a hot topic and I'm thoroughly invested, man. I am interested in all this. Like this whole beef, the back and forths, all the diss records, it's taking my whole weekend, man. You know, I be working out and stuff. I've been listening to all the songs on my playlist. It's an interesting time. So when people say that, yo, May 3rd really changed music, man, like, or changed what's going on in hip hop or landscape of hip hop, they weren't lying, man. It was a monumental night, man. Them cats had me up all night watching this, viewing this, and for Kendrick to double back and drop another disc, I don't know. Y'all tell me. At this point, is he beating a dead body? Like, is it over? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it feels like it definitely is, man. So let's look at this. I want to check out. We got time today, so let's look at some of these lyrics, man, and smooth this. There we go. Not Like Us. Kendrick Lamar, DJ Mustard on the beat. He got DJ Mustard on the track, so man, and Soundwave, man. DJ Mustard, I don't know if he ever feels like he's gonna get to work with Drake again, ever in life, or if he ever has. But you know, Drake is petty, man. So DJ Mustard being the producer for this song, it's safe to say that Drake will probably never work with him ever again. You know what I mean? And that's a part of the reason why, if you notice, after Kendrick Lamar dropped Meet the Grams, things got quiet, man. A lot of blogs weren't blogging. A lot of people weren't talking. A lot of things weren't going down as far as like, you know, in hip hop media that you normally would see. It was quiet until Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, because DJ Academics even didn't start streaming until this song dropped. Like, it was like right before this song dropped, man. So it was like real quiet. Meet the Grams was an eerie, psychopathic diss where it put people in a weird point to where people were like, are we at a point where they might have went too far? Like, did the diss go too far at this point? But then Kendrick kind of lightened the mood again with Not Like Us, because it's a bop. It got everybody moving. It got everybody grooving. It's got that West Coast bounce to it. Even me, I was doing my little, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the good things about the song. So Mustard being on the beat and everything was a good pick to me. But in the song, Kendrick Lamar starts off by saying, I see dead people. You know what I'm saying? Then he said Mustard on the beat. Then within it, there's some lines that some people were pointing out earlier today that I caught. He said, nail a cat to the cross, he walk around like Tezo. I didn't know what that is. So evidently there's a guy named Tezo who actually walks around, has pictures of some nails in his face, like, you know, piercings or whatever. And the way that the dude dresses is how Drake dresses. You know how Drake dresses now at his concerts with these weird looking suits? Like, he had the one with the skeleton on it or whatever. That's actually this dude Tezo's style. So that's what that line meant. And that shocked me, man. I didn't know where Drake got that. All that stuff obviously was custom made. But yeah, man. Also in the song, he doubles down on dissing Drake's crew. Now, what's different about this song than the other diss songs is he maintains the same beat throughout it, and it's more of a traditional song, as opposed to like where Meet the Grams was like an Eminem style, you know, sit down and talk to you, you know, hey Marshall type of deal. He took that approach with like a therapy session with the whole, you know, with Drake's close family members and alleged family members or whatnot. This was definitely a bop. This was a change in mood where people were actually like, okay, we got something to dance to with this one. And dropping it on a Saturday night was genius because it was shown on TikTok and a lot of other, you know, social media platforms. People were queuing it up. Like, the DJ was putting it on and people were really, really rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were lines where he was certified lover boy, certified, you know, you can see right there. But there was a lot of time where he took to just bop to the beat. But one thing we know about Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar does not take any bars off. He likes to make sure that when he's dissing you or he's actually or he's using a bar, there's double meanings, triple meanings, and sometimes you can take 2 or 3 bars to get the picture to put it all together, you know? I mean, I know that's commonplace in hip hop, but the way and the way that he's fluid with it just shows his mastery of being an MC and, you know, his art and his pen, man. But throughout the lyrics, you can see where Kendrick Lamar basically was just riding the beat. Now, this line with Serena, he said, from Alondro down to Central, he said, Ninja better not speak on Serena. People were actually dissecting that because of the time that Drake has spent where he actually dated Serena Williams, and she's also from Compton, right? But where's the part? There's a part where he actually calls out each member in OVO. And I want to talk about, maybe I'm speeding through this too quick. He said your homeboy need a subpoena. Where is it at? Oh, it was earlier. My bad. So earlier in the song, he was like, "You better not ever go to Cell Block 1 to any chick that talk to him. They in love. Just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at a party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around?" Now he's saying that Baca got a case to where, he shouldn't be around people and that people in his camp are actually weirdos. You know what I'm saying? Saying that, party next door is playing with his nose. A black dude who's actually, playing with your nose, some people take that as sniffing drugs. You know what I'm saying? And that's just odd behavior or weird behavior. Black people, we just have a way of seeing that. Once you mess with, any type of coke or anything like that, you a crackhead to us, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it for real, bro.
Bruh.
Like any of that, you a crackhead to us, dog. That's just how we view it, bro. Like there ain't no playing with your nose in our community, dog. We just don't. It's just one of those things, We'll forever look at you weird, dog. Like we ain't never just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? We just ain't never gonna look at that lightly, or look at you to say if we hear that. You know what I mean? And he just went down Drake's whole roster of picking them apart and different things that are rumored to be about them. Like Baca supposed to be some kind of tough guy. People say Baca not nice or whatever. He's also the guy that got dissed in the song where The Weeknd said, "Your shooter making TikToks and we laughing in the Lambo." So obviously he's thinking like, well, Kendrick Lamar is putting it out there like Baca is some sort of weirdo. And he put that in the lyrics. Said Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedo. You know what I mean? Wop. Dot messing him up. You know what I mean? Why you trolling like you ain't tired? Trying to strike a chord is probably A minor. And he extended the A minor like the way that dog. This song is a whole bop, man. This song is a whole bop. I ain't gonna lie, man. Kendrick was receiving a lot of criticism from some rap fans and a lot of Drake fans by saying, well, Drake can make a song on beat. One thing Drake can do, Drake can make a song on beat that's a song that can be played in the clubs and that is also a diss song where he's dissing you. He did that on Family Matters, because if you listen to Family Matters, the beat on Family Matters is amazing, bruh. Like the way his delivery on Family Matters is amazing. There's certain points in it where I could tell it sounds like Drake didn't write his own lyrics in there, but that's no diss because whatever works for you works for you. But what Kendrick did with this song is say, okay, I'm gonna make me a West Coast anthem. I'm gonna give them something to C walk to, something for them to ride to, B walk to, something for them to bop to, and I'm gonna still stay on your head, Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Where my other, hold up.
You're a victim. You're a victim.
There you go. Because Drake is getting whooped out here, bro. This is crazy. I didn't ever think we'd be in a situation outside of Pusha T where Drake would literally be getting his feet whooped, where he would be getting his boots smoked, where Drake is literally getting did in, bro. This is craziness, man. And it seems like Kendrick is at a point where he's in rare form. He just found him a groove dissing Drake, and he's not letting up anytime soon, man. And Sam Aiden, I see you in the comments, said Kendrick unalive Drake. Yeah, at this point, it's like he's whooping a dead body, bro. Like it's like he's beating up on somebody who's already knocked out, man. It's like when somebody get knocked out in the fight And somebody just went back and kicked him anyway, man. I mean, because Kendrick is literally tearing him up. Now, there's another line in here I want to talk about that's catching a lot of headlines this morning. He's like, where Drake allegedly messed with Lil Wayne's chick. Now, this has been discussed before. And I don't know, man. Y'all tell me. And we can have an adult conversation here. What is up with artists, entertainers, messing with the same chicks, dog? This is weird, dog. Like, why do they do that? I don't get it, bruh. Like, there's so many other women. Women outnumber men for the most part. Why do they all mess with the same chick? It's so weird, dog. So, Drake, Lil Wayne gets locked up. You're still one of the biggest stars in the world. Why does it behoove you to, or why do you feel that it behooves you to mess with Lil Wayne's chick? Like, it's weird, dog. These cats is weird. You know what I mean? And maybe it was a chick that Lil Wayne didn't care about, but let's be for real, bro. Everybody cares a little bit if a chick you were actually dating, not somebody casual, you were actually dating, starts to see another guy that you're close to. That's weird, dog. It's weird. Somebody said, you think Kendrick dropping another soon? At this point, like I said, Kendrick is whipping a dead body, bro. Like, at this point, it feels like overkill. You know what I'm saying? He's like punishing Drake. But do I think he's gonna drop again? Yes, I do. I think Kendrick is definitely gonna drop it again, man. So in the comment section, I'm gonna say yes. I think that Kendrick is about to drop another one, and he's gonna reveal some more stuff. Because in the segment where we talked about Metro Boomin, right? What do y'all think that Metro got on Drake? Because he's like, we can't even say why I don't rock with you, bruh. We can't even put it public why I don't rock with you. What is the tea on that? Like, what in the world did you, like, Drake, what was you out here doing, bruh? Like, there's a difference between being a player, messing with everybody's girl and stuff like that. But the way that these cats are stuck on the fact that, we are not messing with you, we don't trust you, and all this, it leads me to believe, man, there's something more salacious in the background, man. In the background, I should say. In the line, it says you got on Wayne, or you know what, on Wayne girl while he was in jail. That's convenient. Then get his face tat like apologizing. Oh, excuse me, that's conniving. And then get his face tattooed on you like apologizing. So that's some sneaky stuff. Like, why in the world would you get with his girl in the first place if that was his girl, and then get his face tattooed on you? Like, I don't know. And if you look at a picture of Drake, there's pictures of Drake out there where he definitely has a picture of Lil Wayne tattooed on his body. You know what I'm saying? Like, on him. Honestly, it feels like Drake has a fetish at this point, messing with other rappers' girls, that the only way to explain it. It's weird. What is this? Soul Plane or Soul for that? I'm mispronouncing your name, but it's weird. I agree, man. Like, at this point, like, why do you have to mess with everybody else's girl? That's weird, dog. Like, it's weird. Like, can we all be on the same page with that? Like, rappers messing with the same girls as each other is weird anyway. Like, I think there's too many girls for everybody to have 3 or 4 girls that they mess with that nobody else messes with. But the way that they all mess with each other's girls is a little weird, dog. It's weird, dog. And the way that Drake even uses that as a diss to other rappers, like, well, what's your girl up to? Maybe I need to treat her nice and take her out. Dog, like, why are you obsessed with messing with everybody's girl? Somebody must have messed with his girl. It take me to that old Pharrell skit where Pharrell was telling the story about how he was working on music trying to grind, and some dude told him over the phone, like, yeah, I got with your chick, and it had crushed his soul. Did somebody do that to Drake? Like, did somebody, like, mess with his girl back in the day and it just crushed his soul? And that's his way of overcompensating? Is telling, everybody, I'm going to get with your girl. I'm going to get with your girl. And even when his homeboy, Lil Wayne, the dude who brought you on his label, brought you into the game, brings you in and everything and makes you a star, he gets locked up, you feel the need to get with his girl too. So I agree. Fayan or Sofanane or however you pronounce your name, I agree. Maybe this is a thing for Drake, dog. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that at that. But at this point, it does seem like it might be a thing. You know what I mean? How many stocks do I really have in stock? A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. A. Now in that line, I think he's telling Drake that, yo, I got more diss tracks and more tea for you, dog. I got more in the tuck. How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. He basically letting Drake know that I got a whole album ready of diss tracks just aimed at you. At this point, he could have dropped an EP of just Drake diss tracks. Like he's already done enough for an EP. He could have dropped a whole. I'm pretty sure Drake, like Kendrick, are working on another song now. But another thing that I wanted to point out about this song, Not Like Us, right? In this song, Not Like Us, if you listen closely, a lot of this is not pre-recorded. A lot of this is in response to Drake's Family Matters. Like, this is the first track where I feel like Kendrick Lamar didn't have this in tuck. That Kendrick Lamar actually responded to Drake immediately with a mustard beat, with a different type of flow, a West Coast flow definitely. A lot of people out there are saying it's the Drakeo the Ruler flow that he's using. But in this song, it's definitely something different that it's definitely a response to Drake's Drake's Family Matters in the song. Like, there's different lines within it where he's actually responding, bruh. He's responding to everything that he said. He said, hold up. And let me pull out something specific, man. Where he said Family Matters. I think there was even a line where he said Family Matters in there. You know what I mean? It was in the third verse for sure, or the fourth verse. He said, once upon a time. Okay, this verse. Now, this is where Kendrick is really showing how he's a master MC, right? Now, after the chorus, he says, once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still doubled down, calling us some slaves. Now, Drake has been receiving a lot of criticism for the fact that he talked about in Family Matters that he raps like he's trying to free the slaves. And people were like, well, what do you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that line? Like, free the slaves? Like, we all come from being slaves. Like, both family, like, our whole family lineage is slaves. So what are you saying, dog? Ex-slaves or the descendants of slaves are the people who helped you in your career. So what do you mean by that line, Drake? When you say he rapping like he's trying to free the slaves. Now, of course we're going to take offense to that. Even though, you know, it is a rap battle and there's certain times, and I don't want to be and act like in Family Matters, Drake wasn't hitting lines. He was hitting lines. He was killing it. Like, it was a good song. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good song. It's just that you didn't expect what Kendrick was coming with that Meet the Grams. And the way that he, like I said, it was like an Eminem diss. It was like he eerily broke down who you are as a person and your family structure and all that, and then dropped some tea about potentially hiding a kid. It squashed Family Matters. It did. But in Family Matters, he said all of that. He said he talked about, you know what I'm saying, he doubled down on some what you would call diss to descendants of slaves and stuff by saying, yo, you rapping like he trying to free the slaves. Like, who would say that? Like, nobody would ever say that. You know what I'm saying? Except for Drake. You know what I'm saying? And that leads to a lot of people saying that nobody from the culture who's really an African-American or who really, because Drake's dad is an African-American. He's a black dude from Memphis. Once you get to the South, you from the South. Come on, you ain't no blacker than that. His uncles and stuff worked on, I think, Flying the Family Stone, worked on all sorts of 70s band. You know, there's a couple of his uncles were already in the music industry and they worked on a lot of songs, you know what I mean? And even the song, the Al Green song that Kendrick used to diss him, his uncle actually Drake's uncle worked on that song. So just another diss to him, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Kendrick be thinking, man, he be thinking. But in this line, this is an immediate response to that line in Family Matters. So Kendrick was actually responding this time as opposed to using a song that he had in the tuck. So he obviously called up Mustard yesterday and said, hey, man, let's get on the beat. He dropped his Family Matters. Let's do it. I want to do an instant response. They say I ain't got a bop. Let's show him I could drop a song with bop to it as well. So it says, once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still doubled down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca building railroads and trains. This is factual. This is up until recently. Atlanta had a history of building, which is crazy because Atlanta is one of the transport hubs for the entire world now. And that's because they had a mayor by the name of Maynard Jackson or something like that. That's why they named the airport the Maynard Jackson Airport, right? Because he continued the tradition of what Atlanta had been built on. A railway and a way for transport or whatever throughout the South. It's close to Memphis. It's got a throwaway to St. Louis, a key to the Midwest, East Coast, West, all that, right? So he's dropping bars and he's dropping history, which is dope, right? He says Atlanta was the mecca building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second. Let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Town folk being the black folks, you know what I'm saying? And being the poor white folks as well, right? The settlers, meaning the people who came in before everybody, during the 1600s and early 1700s, the people who ended up having the wealth and having the slaves and stuff like that. He's giving a history lesson. I know some of this is boring, but he's basically saying the settlers, they came into town and used the town folks to make themselves richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda, saying that Drake is no better than those settlers that used the slaves and the poor white folks to enrich themselves and to grow wealth in the antebellum South or whatnot, right? Or during, the slave days. Ill reference, right? You run to Atlanta when you need, and this is where he gives receipts. You run to Atlanta when you need a check and balance. Let me break it down for you. This is a real nigga challenge. You called Future when you didn't see the club. A what? Now he's saying that Future gave Drake a leeway into the clubs. Future was the one that made it so Drake could get play in the clubs and actually get some motion in the clubs. Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up. What? And after each of these, he's like, what? He's saying it in a way like, oh, we see what you've done, but let's paint the picture so we know what you done did. You know what I'm saying? That's why he has the what with the question at the end. Like, dog, you not fooling us. We see how you've painted yourself in the rap game and how you gained your career, how you grew your validity within the streets, how you grew your validity in the club, and all those things. It was strategic. It was smart. Drake, your team is excellent. Obviously, you're up almost a billy. It worked. Like, there's no stopping Drake's train. But we see what you did, so don't act like it ain't what it is and that you could diss the former the former descendants of slaves when they the ones who helped you build your career. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. That line, you know what I'm saying? And my bad, I see it going crazy on there because I'm going from line to line, but let's continue. Then he said, Lil Baby helped you get your lingo. What? 21 gave you false street cred. Meaning you when drill rap started to come in and people were looking at more gritty gangster rap, right? People were gravitating towards your King Vons, your Lil Durks. All the streets was the rave, during 2020, the end of 2021, 2022, 2023. The streets were the rage. You had drill rappers actually blowing up, Lil Durk blowing up. You had King Von's catalog really blowing up. People looking at all the beefs, the Young Dolph, the Yo Gotti. The streets were really having a kind of a grip. It's starting to go somewhere else where you have your boss man D-Los and stuff, but that's for another time. That's for another subject. Now it's going to hustler talk. But during these recent times, drill rap and gritty rap was really doing its thing. 21 Savage. Drake started to align himself to 21 Savage during that time. 21 Savage gave Drake street cred. 21 Savage gave you false street cred. Even though Kendrick says it's false, but it's true. It gave Drake a way to align itself to the gritty changing state of the hip hop game at that time. Because at the time, and at this kind of current time, we're kind of gravitating out of that. Drill rap was all the rage. So he's watching, man. Kendrick obviously is a fan of rap as much as he's a rapper and an artist. Then he said, Thug made you feel like you was slime in your head. Hey, what? It's like Thug made you feel like you was slime, you know? Slime, you can take that how you want. Some people attribute the word slime to a gang, or some people attribute it to sliming people out, you know what I'm saying? You with the dirty stuff, you know what I'm saying? You with backdooring people, you with shooting people, you with all that. And he's saying he made you think you was that in your head. Quavo said you could be from the north side. What? So basically saying that Quavo gave you some validity actually on the north side of Atlanta, you know, the more wealthier side of Atlanta and, you know, going up towards Athens, I guess, and all that, right? Then 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a colonizer. You know what I'm saying? Well done, Kendrick, man. Hold up. That whole sequence, that whole rhyme scheme there, from the top where he said, I'm going to explain and give receipts and its credible sources, you could base a lot of these things. The 21 Savage giving him street cred, the little baby helping him with the lingo, and you know that whole vibe as far as the SRT culture, the Hellcat culture, I want to call it in Atlanta. Future giving him the clubs, 2 Chainz co-sign, Quavo co-sign, and the all that, man. And then him frequenting Atlanta, always being in Atlanta. Kendrick, man, my bad. Kendrick be doing his homework, bro. He be watching, man. He said, and then he ends it with, no, you're not a colleague, you a colonizer, man. Going back to the fact of what he said happened back in the days with the early settlers, using town folk to make them richer, to fast forward to 2024, and Drake, you doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Then he said, the family matter, and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. So playing on Drake's biggest song, God's plan, to the family matter and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar, man. Dope. This dude Kendrick made a bop that was still deep. He showed people that was saying that, yo, okay, when we have to sit down and dissect your song for 3-4 days and go to the layers deep, it works. You know what I'm saying? You won a Pulitzer Award, Kendrick. You're a great writer. You're deep. You're deep and thoughtful. You're intuitive. You could really do this as far as a rapper and an MC. But what Drake has on you is he can make something that's creative but also entertaining as far as like get us to move. And Kendrick with this song proved everybody who thought that 100% wrong. Now towards the bridge in the end, he just says a bunch of the same things over and over. But if you notice, Drake did that same exact thing in Family Matters. It's almost the same exact method. And he keeps calling him freaky ass and then saying he a 6'9" guy. Freaky ass, he a 6'9" guy. You know what I'm saying? You could take that as 6'9" the rapper, but I think he actually means this on the surface level as, you know, the sexual innuendo for the number 6'9". You know what I'm saying? And it's Sunday morning. I'm not trying to be nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what he's insinuating there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, run for your life. And basically letting them be known that, yo, he's on his heels. Then he ends it with a chant where people are like, OV ho, kind of being a play on words for the diss OVO by saying OV ho. Then step this way, step that way, step this way, step that way. And really leading to the fact, like he mentioned, like, beforehand, he had talked about the Tootsie slide and all that, and kind of took that and used that against him as well. So as far as diss records go with Kendrick, I think, man, this is one of his best diss records, as opposed to the depth that you get, the layers that you get in Euphoria, and that you get in Meet the Grams. Like, this is his song. I think this is gonna go number 1. I think this was his way. This is way, and this is another point that I got to make, especially before we get up out of here. Drake said in Family Matters that, yo, he's like, you need to thank the boy for your number 1, because Like That went number 1. it was number one. Euphoria looked like it's on the road to being number one, but in like that, it went number one. It kept going number one, still hovering in the top 5 or top 6 songs. And he mentioned, you need to pay me for that because it was because of me. And what Kendrick is doing with this song is showing you that he can make a song that'll probably go number one, and it's looking like it's gonna be a number one hit or something like that, to that nature, because of the numbers purely behind it. Like what it's doing crazy on YouTube, what it's doing on Spotify, global chart, and what it's doing on iTunes right now. And if you look at the iTunes US Top 100, it hasn't been updated. But if you look at the iTunes Top 100 songs, where you could pay for songs, it's already up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking like Kendrick might have him another number one. And he did it in a way that only people would think that Drake could do it. Yeah. He said, yeah, he's matching his energy. And I love that. I love it too. Sofane. Like, yeah, he's definitely matching his energy on this one, man. I just gotta. Kendrick is showing y'all that he can compete in all arenas. You want a bop, he can give you that. And right now, he released a song on Saturday night. It's playing in all the clubs. He's really, really whooping Drake's feet, man. Drake obviously is gonna reply. He has no choice at this point. But at this point, man, I gotta give my hat to Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? I just really gotta give Kendrick his props because he really showing out in this beef, man. Showing out, man. Now, we talked about the whole Metro thing earlier. Hopefully those who showed up later. I know I don't go live on this channel at all, even much. I could have went on my bigger channel, but I want to go live here more, and then, I'll disperse the clips as they may and break it down to shorter versions for y'all. But, man, expect me to go live every other day, if not every day, on this channel, man. But with that, this has been your boy, Big Man. Yo, I want to shout out everybody who was in the chat. That was dope. Sam, Aiden, Sofane. Hopefully I get your name right. And anybody else who tuned in. But, man, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar and it comes to this Drake beef, the best way that I can sum this up is leave Kendrick Lamar alone, man. Don't call him into no beef. Drake should have took the J.Cole route and just chose peace over beef, but he said he was here for it. And Kendrick Lamar showed him that everything you think going in thinking you could win or that you've already won is sometimes your Achilles heel. It could be the worst thing that happens to you in the end. You know what I mean? Now, with that, this has been your boy, Big Man, and we're going to shut this live down, man. I'm going to holler at y'all, and I'll probably go live tomorrow, man. Just wait to see me live more frequent, man. And as we're covering this beef, I can't wait to keep dropping gems like we dropped today. And with that, do me a favor. Make sure on your way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I go live or every time I do any videos or drop in